There you go.
Just made up a new recipe. All right, 44. Hey everybody, this is Jared Scarlata, and this is episode 44 of Thrive TV times 2. We had Mom and Dad come in and say hi.
Always
So
fun.
yeah, Dad. We decided Dad's a walking contradiction today because he said, well, I guess you have to know Dad to realize why this is funny, but he had a monk, hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil, monkeys t-shirt. Yeah.
That's all he does.
So, anyway, that was a good time.
Yeah. Well.
Trevis is here with us today. Again, today we are going to talk about prepping your meals, because a lot of people have trouble with that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a lot of the reason why I think people have trouble with nutrition in the first place, because the reason people eat things out of a box and go to fast food and things along those lines is because it's convenient, it's easy, and whenever you're in a hurry, you want to do something that's fast and something that's not going to take a lot of time, and cooking takes time, right?
Exactly.
So I will say, so I lived in the bodybuilding world for a long time, and there are a lot of things that I don't agree with in that world, but I will say the one thing that bodybuilders are complete pros at, are absolute pros at, and this is where I got it, was prepping. Any bodybuilder that you run into, they prep their food and they do it to a T.
Right.
Now, not that you have to do anything to a T, however, if you prep your food beforehand and you do it accordingly and you portion it out, then you don't have any choices. But anyway, this is something that's helped me a lot, and I've done it for years and years. It's something you really have to create and make a habit to be able to do it. It is hard to do in the beginning because it's something that you have to know what to put together, what to have prepared, what to buy.
How to do it.
So you have to know all those things. So what do you think, what are your initial thoughts about?
This is definitely the one thing that I continue to do, that I learned when I started to want to lose weight, is this was something that became part of my life, which was 10 years ago, and it's still something that I do today. And I find that if there was a point where I was really busy and I didn't doing meal prep and all that for the service, and by the time I got done cooking all that food, I didn't want to fix my food.
Your own food.
So I wound up, not having things ready to eat during the week, and I then didn't eat, or I relied on too much
protein
supplementation
bars or protein powder.
Felt the impact body-wise. So this is something that we coach in our nutrition coaching, and it's one of the habits that we really stress to people, and I think it's critical for whatever your goal is. A lot of people don't realize that by having, they say, oh my God, I can't, you're eating leftovers every day of the week. How long does fish stay good for 7 days? Does chicken taste good after 7 days? So people have issues with that, and they feel like it's
with
leftovers.
The idea of it.
With the idea of it. But once you get in once you start doing it, then you see how much easier it really makes your life, and that it simplifies things, and it forces you to sit down and come up with a plan. And planning is also a second critical piece to success. Is if you don't have a plan, the saying goes, if you don't plan to fail, or something along those lines.
Failing to plan is planning to fail.
Right, and that is definitely the truth. So that's why I think it's important to prep your food.
Yeah. So there's a couple ways off the top of my head that you can kind of combat that 7-day stretch, because that, even for me, you get to ground beef on day 5, and it's like starts to get a little slimy and a little funky taste, and you're like, chicken, you put it in the mic and it dries, and that's, people like food, and that's why they eat food, because they want to like it. And that's another story, being able to get past the eating food for pleasure's sake, and that's why a lot of people are in trouble, because eating food for pleasure's sake. But number one, understanding that you eat food to fuel your body, and that's how you should eat 90% of the time, to fuel your body. And when you understand that, then it's easier to say, all right, I'm fine eating something that's a couple days old that I cooked. So a couple of things that you can do, which you taught me, is cook it all in one day and then freeze it. Freeze half of it, right? And that way, when you get to Wednesday, you take it out of the freezer or take it out Tuesday night, let it unthaw overnight, and
then you have your second half.
Then you have your second half of the week, but it hasn't been just in the fridge the whole time. It's been freeze. It's been frozen.
Because freezing stops the breakdown and kind of holds the nutritional.
It keeps it a little more. It'll keep it a little more fresh once you take it out of the. Once you get it unfrozen, unthawed.
There's a couple of things that you can do to avoid that 7-day thing. Also, I just prefer to do everything in one day and be done with it. But there's a couple of different things you can do if you're not somebody who likes to is averted to eating leftover food. Then go to the grocery store and when you bring everything home, you can then at that point, as you are putting it away, like your vegetables, you can wash them and start chopping them up and put them in individual containers. So chop up a bunch of peppers, onions, whatever, carrots, whatever you have, and then put them in the refrigerator at that point, and then you have some of the work done for those busy nights when you come home from work, and you can throw together, chicken, stir-fried chicken and vegetables.
So you're just talking about doing the prep work beforehand.
Right, do the prep work on.
So you have the ingredients ready, and all you do is take them and throw them in the pot.
And then you can make. Those would be for the nights that you sit and you look and you think, okay, Tuesday night the kids have soccer practice. Wednesday night I have a late work meeting. Those are 2 nights that it's got to be quick and easy. And so you prepare in advance for those evenings by doing that. You have half the work done.
Yeah.
Something else is to pre-cook your protein for the week.
Yeah.
So make your chicken breasts up on Sunday or whatever, and then you can leave them whole, and then you have like chicken for a variety of different things. You can shred it up for a recipe, you can chop it up for a salad, and the cooking is done. But like you said, leave 3 days out and then freeze the other 4.
Freeze the rest of it.
And then and it takes no time to thaw it. So those are kind of some things that you can do. Or I think the one, the Sunday ritual is to do everything on Sunday. Plan your menu, go to the store, cook everything on Sunday, so it's over and done for the week. Then there's another one called the breakfast ritual, which I think is a little bit more complicated for those of us who have to be up and get to work in the morning, but it would work great for people who are second shift or even night shift workers or stay at home. Then in the morning when you get up and fix your breakfast, make your 2 other meals that day also. So get everything done at breakfast, and that way you have your day together and you don't have to cook anymore during that day.
Yeah, that's a good idea. And that'll take care of that, like you said, the leftover thing.
Right.
Because you've cooked everything fresh that morning. Right?
Yeah, so
you can throw some chicken breasts onto while you're cooking your eggs, and while you're making breakfast, you can be cooking other things.
You can cook other things, right? So that's another strategy to use if you're a person who doesn't eat leftover food. Fruit works the same way as pre-chopping up your vegetables. So if you could chop up your strawberries and wash your blueberries, and just buy yourself a bunch of those inexpensive Rubbermaid containers and just
throw
and put it so that you can see it quickly and pull out whatever you need when you're throwing your meals together for the day. So things are ready.
So the goal is to make it just as easy as possible, right? So when you go to the store, like you said, you want to have an idea of what you want to sit down, who you're cooking for, number one, and then what you need to get. So you sit down
and you make a plan.
You go to the store, get your plan together, get your list together.
Right. Stick to your grocery list.
Pretty darn close. Yeah, pretty darn close to what you. It doesn't have to be exact, because it's okay to have a little extra here and there, or if you come up short, then kind of improvising on some things. So don't feel it's good. It takes you a while to get used to knowing how much you need to buy.
Right.
Once you get used to it, then it's like it's automatic. You know what you need, right? Unless you're gonna rotate recipes through, which is another good idea as well. We can talk about that in a second. But so sitting down and making the list, planning out before you get to the store. Okay, so not going in and winging it.
No.
Know what kind of veggies, what kind of fruits, what meats. Know the things that you want to get.
And guess what's going to happen? You'll spend less time at the grocery store. Oh, definitely. Less time. You can get in there and get it done.
Yep.
Puts more time back on your day, and it really simplifies things.
Well, and then you get to know where everything is. You walk to the store. You start here, and you just like
You got your little path.
You're good to go. Right. You know where everything is, and it's not like you're getting this thing one week, and then like we're out of that thing, so we got to get it. So.
Right.
So you go and you make your plan, okay, and then you cook all your food. So once you have all your food cooked up, and here's where, whenever you have a goal, and for most people that's losing weight, whenever you have a goal, here's where this really comes in handy, okay, outside of things being prepared, you portion them out.
Definitely.
Okay?
Definitely.
You portion it out, and when it's portioned out, if that's what you have to eat, that's what you have to eat.
Yeah.
Like, that's just what it is. You take it out of the fridge, stick it in the mic, and there it is.
And you're ready to go. And yeah, because odds are you're probably not going to get up and
grab another Tupperware.
thing. No, you're not, because let's face it, we're all kind of a little bit lazy when it comes to that.
And once you're finished eating, like, I don't feel like walking back over there.
All right,
warm another thing up.
Right, on to something else.
Right, and then you do the same thing with your fruit, because it's easy. A lot of people just want to dump fruit into a big container,
right.
But it's easy. I could sit like a thing of watermelon. Kate and I go through that stinking thing of watermelon like because you just sit there and chomp and chomp
it's so
and chomp.
Good.
And although fruits are extremely nutritious, you can overeat them, and they can hold you back for your weight goal. For your weight goals. So. Portioning out your fruit and your nuts as well. Nuts probably is a good idea.
That is my enemy number one. They're not allowed in my house right now.
Because why? Because you're trying to calm yourself down from them?
Yeah. Oh,
they can take you over. You start.
They absolutely.
Just a couple more. Yeah, just a couple more.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, because I mean, it's only a little tiny palmful of nuts. That's 100, 150, 200 calories. So they add up really quick.
Right. So yeah, they're not allowed in my house right now. I have to do that every once in a while.
What are your thoughts on another complaint from a lot of people is they want variety, right? So how do I make variety? If I just make the same thing over and over again, then what do I do? So easy ways to combat variety. I have a couple off the top of my head. We're kind of going through one right now, which is cool.
Working out pretty cool.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts?
Well,
before even getting that in depth, so
variety is important in your diet for a variety of reasons, but number one is I think that you can get yourself into some problems eating the same things over and over
even if it's healthy whole foods.
Even if it's healthy whole stuff.
Whatever.
Right. So you are going
Chicken
to. You never
broccoli.
should really eliminate certain things from your diet based on that, because you can set up problems. You had an issue doing that. I think that you really need to get all of your nutrients and all the minerals and vitamins you need to eat a broad arrangement of food. So I think that what I started doing early on was I started collecting recipes. So one week I was like, okay, right now I'm doing these 5 things for my, and then write them down, collect them, and then sit down and start each week, add in something new that you've seen in a magazine or off a website, and then just start rotating that and mixing things up, and then you can really broaden out. I think when you're early starting, people, if you get a diet from someone and they say do this, then you just do that, and you don't think to bring in other things.
Right, venture out a little bit. And that's where I got in trouble, was I can eat the same thing forever. I can do it forever. The breakfast I've eaten has probably been the same breakfast for 3 years. I mean, eggs, bacon, and then kale or spinach or something in there with it. And that's been the same thing for a long time. And I can eat the same thing just for a long time, and that's what got me in trouble. I was eating sauerkraut, which is great for your gut. Your gut needs bacteria, and sauerkraut, fermented food, gives that to you, and that's why I was eating it. However, also what sauerkraut does is build your histamine levels up. Other foods do this as well. One of the things that triggers me is tomatoes, and we were just talking about that as well. But so foods naturally have histamine. Obviously, people relate histamine to allergies, right?
Yeah,
you go outside, your histamine goes up, you take an antihistamine, your runny nose goes away, and so on and so forth. However, it also comes out of foods. So what happened to me, I was eating too much, my histamine levels got too high, my face started breaking out with psoriasis. I also had like all these other, I'd get headaches and just all these other residual feelings. Trevis figured it out that that's what was bothering me, took that away, and bam, not everything cleared up like that, but things started going away. So anyway, something that was healthy for me.
Yeah, you ate very healthy.
Yeah. I wasn't eating bad, but all of a sudden my face started breaking out, and I'm like, what's this all about? But I was eating too much of the same thing.
All the time.
All the time.
Right, so...
So anyway, I think that that's a great idea, the recipes and rotating through, because in the beginning it's easy to kind of get caught up doing the same thing, and then you get bored, and then you're like, I'll forget it, I'm going to go back to the old way.
Right, exactly. So that's something that I started doing that worked for me, and now I have, boatload of recipes, and they're all healthy recipes, but anytime I can just rotate stuff through and get a more broader range. I mean, I was like you. I ate the same thing every day for a very long time. And because I was afraid to move out of that zone that was working. So, but I think you have to, because you find out that you'll feel better.
Absolutely.
Doing that, and it's better for you.
So what we're doing now, which we've done for 4 weeks now, about a month.
About a month.
It's been really cool, and Kate's the one that actually came up with this. So her and her husband and Kate and I will each cook 3 meals, and we'll portion them out into however many meals we can get. We try and get like
6 to 8.
6 to 8 out of each one, and then we break them in half, and then we switch. So we take our however many meals that comes out of.
Yeah, we usually get about 12. So
12 meals.
We switch them out, and then I think that number one, it's great to not have to do all that cooking, because to think about getting that many meals yourself, like we make 3 things, you'd have to make 4 or 5 different things to get that much food out of that. And food always tastes better when someone else cooks. I think you enjoy it more. So and it really adds great variety.
Because you have 6 different things to choose from.
Right, so you'd say 2 chickens and a turkey, and you might make 2 ground beefs and some other
sort of
thing.
egg, something or other.
Egg, we try to do a breakfast, some kind of egg dish. So I know Jerry really likes it. I like it. It's like going to a food vending machine at night when I come home. I go in there and I'm like, okay, I think I'll have this today.
And Kate's always Kate's always excited about Sunday whenever we actually exchange.
It's like Christmas.
What do we get this week? I'm so excited.
Yeah, so I think that that's something that you could do, is find like-minded friends who enjoy eating healthy and set up some kind of food switch off like that. I think it works great. It really and it helps. It's a time saver on you. I think so. Anyway.
All right, cool. You have any other thoughts
on meal prepping? No, it's very important, and I think it's something that everyone needs to do, and especially if you're wanting to lose weight. I think that it is almost the number one thing that you need to do to have success and to get to where you want to be. Because I know that if food's not sitting there ready and you're hungry, what are you going to do?
Convenience. What's the fastest?
Right, or you're going to go to that pantry and you're going to start, snacking. while you're trying to spend an hour getting your food together for that evening's dinner.
Yeah. Yeah, so just a quick recap. Make sure you plan before you get to the store, okay? Make sure you get your list together and you have a general idea of everything that you need, okay? You get to the store, you buy the things that you need, okay? You get back, you do your cooking, you portion it out, portion it all out. Portion all the foods, portion the fruit, portion the nuts, okay? So you want to eliminate, you want to make it as easy as possible as you can on yourself. That's the whole goal here, making it easy on you so that you can succeed, okay?
And don't stress about it. Don't don't make this a stressful thing for you. Just, there's going to be times it's going to come up that, you're going to go to work and you're going to forget and leave your lunch at home. So when that happens, don't freak out and don't stress about it. Just make the healthiest choice that you can with what you are faced with and move on. You've got an extra meal that, maybe you're going to carry you one more day and start your Sunday off when you don't have any food together. So yeah, and don't, just don't stress about this. Look for, I think the other thing is to look for, those washed bagged salads on hand. Have those on hand. Buy a couple of those, and if nothing else, you can throw together, some chicken over a salad, and that's a nice lunch or dinner.
Yeah, just break the salad over, bring a piece of chicken with you.
Don't stress about it.
That's a good idea. Yeah, don't be afraid to freeze half your food if you don't, if you want it to be a little more fresh. And if you have the time, break it up to Sunday and Wednesday or something like that. Cook for a couple hours on Sunday, then cook again a couple hours on Wednesday if you have the time to do so. If you don't, try and throw it all in on Sunday and get what you can get in. Okay, it takes time, it takes patience. You have to do it a couple times to get it down. So be patient with yourself.
Good job.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Good job.
You guys, sorry, I almost felt like I almost hit you in the face.
No.
It wasn't on purpose.
Whatever.
If you guys have any questions, send them to Trevis on Twitter at TREVES Jansen, JANSZEN.
Good job.
Okay. Or I got this right.
I was gonna say.
Sorry. Or Thrive Fitness at the Thrive Pack. Thank you guys for watching.
Have a great weekend.
Have a fantastic weekend. It's going to be beautiful.
Yeah, happy Father's Day.
Oh, happy Father's Day.
Out there.
Yes. Have a great Father's Day weekend. Enjoy the sun. Hope you guys get to get by pool, hang out. Have a great day.